We love to see it. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna kick it off. Welcome to another. Oh, shoot, are we matching? Oh my goodness, we are. It's like we're two loving hosts right now. All right, guys, welcome to another Dom and God Sports Talk pregame show. We are gearing up for our Week 7 matchup against the Detroit Lions at home. I'm Dom. That's Gonz. Gonz, how you feeling? Saturday morning. We're at it.
Yeah, it's a big day in college football, too. We got Penn State and Ohio State kicking off in about 30 minutes. I'll be watching that. That's going to be a game of the year, Big Ten type of matchup underway. I'm excited for that. Hopefully, Penn State upsets Ohio State. As for Sunday, we already know what's going to be happening. I think Ravens-Lions is going to be game of the week. So I'm really excited for football this weekend. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be a good one, man. We are looking forward to the matchup. But before we dive into our thoughts on the game, guys, I mean, we're looking pretty healthy to go into this game. Any major injuries that we could be missing heading into this one?
Time for the injury report. Yep, you know how
Time
we
for
always do
injuries.
it in these
Gotta
pre-games.
do it.
We
You know it.
always got to start with the injury reports, starting with the Baltimore Ravens. There's only two people listed as not playing on Sunday's matchup, and that is, unsurprisingly, Kevon Seymour and Marcus Williams, who got a hamstring injury on that Geno Stone interception in the Titans game. But other than that, Odafe Owe returned to practice this week fully, Thursday and Friday. Malik Harrison, who had a concussion in the Titans game, practiced fully Thursday and Friday. Ronald Darby was listed with an injury on Thursday. An illness on Thursday, did not practice, but he returned Friday fully. So everyone's here. Same for Jadeveon Clowney, who ended up just getting a rest day on Wednesday. Returned Thursday and Friday. So the Ravens are almost fully healthy. They're like 95% of the way there. It's good to see Odafe Owe coming back. And we already know, according to Coach Harbaugh, that David Ajabo is on his way back soon as well. So we've got a little bit of depth at pass rusher. And I know there was complications with Tyus Bowser. That was a storyline this week, saying Harbaugh explaining that, you got to talk to Tyus Bowser about the situation. And then Tyus Bowser on his podcast, he actually said, when I'm ready, I'll play. So, I don't know. You can take that with a grain of salt. Not the best answer that I wanted to hear. I kind of was hoping he would say, like, I'm ready to go very soon. But, I guess there's a little bit of hope. One of his other hosts was talking about, can you give us any hope? And that was his response. So, not the worst response in the world, but I think it could have been a little bit better. But it's all good because we got Odafe Owe coming back, and I'm not worried about the pass rush. I think they'll be okay. They've done a decent job all year. So we'll see what kind of schemes that Mike McDonald fires up. Let's take a look at the Lions, as they had a couple injuries this week. David Montgomery, of course, going down with that rib injury in the Buccaneers game. He is out for Sunday, and that's going to be a big void in their backfield. But, however, they will be getting rookie running back Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know how to say it. Jameer, sorry.
Jahmyr. Yep.
Jahmyr, my fault. Had a hamstring injury he was dealing with the past few weeks, but he is good to go on Sunday. So they will be riding him. And Dan Campbell said that he made it clear that they weren't just going to ease him back in. They're going to make him the guy. And he'll be ready. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Next, a couple other, not too many things on the rest of the injury report for the Lions. Sam Laporta, he actually came up with a calf injury, limited one day, but he should be good to go for Sunday. Anyone else? Guard Jonah Jackson is also out. I don't know if that's a starter. That might be one of their starting linemen. We'll see.
I believe so.
So we'll see. But other than that, Lions relatively healthy. Both teams relatively healthy, and this sets up a very good matchup on Sunday at 1 p.m. I'm excited. This could be a game of the week. I'm kind of shocked this is at 1 o'clock.
It doesn't really. The field doesn't really give 1 o'clock. I feel like this should have been a later game. I forgot what the primetime game is. I believe. Oh no, primetime is Miami and Dallas.
Yeah,
I think.
Miami and Philly. Dolphins.
Miami and Philly.
Dolphins versus Eagles.
Yeah, Miami and Philly. That's going to be a really good one too.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing either way. But yeah, this is going to be a good matchup. I think for Wiggy. Oh, thanks, Wiggy. Appreciate that. Hairline sharp for real. But but let's focus on these keys for the success for the Ravens going to this game. We just said both teams are relatively healthy. My main thing, this is not a team we can sleep on. The Lions are a top 5 NFC team. Shoot, they are a playoff contender. Honestly, I don't see why they couldn't be a Super Bowl contender. This team is the truth. Offensively and defensively, they've shown up these past couple of weeks. They're being led by a very strong head coach in Dan Campbell, who has proven he is a great leader, and the team looks up to him. Which I don't know if you've seen like those Dan Campbell speeches in the locker room, but I'm even motivated to go out there sometimes. Like I don't even I haven't played, but like I'm ready to put my helmet on and go out there and run through a wall every time that guy speaks. So they're being led. The Lions are completely turning their culture around, which we love to see. So shout out to them. My main thing for this game going into it, we have to stay locked in. This is not a team we can afford to make many mistakes, especially on offense. We have to be able to put up points because this Detroit team, they can put up some points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, Sam Laporta, just some of the weapons these guys have. Jahmyr Gibbs finally getting his showing that the whole football world has been waiting for because everybody kept saying, "Oh, why did they draft Gibbs? He's only going to get like 8 touches or whatever." Because Montgomery is having most of the load. Like this is his time now. Is he going to show up and show out? These are the questions. So offensively, we have to make sure that one, we're limiting turnovers, no fumbles. Can we please go a game without a fumble? Lamar, Justice Hill. I'm just saying in general, please, no turnovers. We cannot give the ball back to this team and give them multiple possessions. Two, the drops were not bad last game. Receivers were catching passes great, consistently, and getting great yak. Let's continue with that effort. Let's make sure we're pushing the ball downfield. Don't be afraid to go down there to Zay, to Mark. They've shown that they can be long, deep threats. Let's continue to make sure we're giving them the ball. Run game. Let's stay consistent with that. I feel as though the run game has been good. Gus is still getting about 5 yards a pop. Justice Hill, being elusive as he is, we love to see him out there breaking tackles, getting shifty. Just hold on to the ball. But my main thing for this offense, red zone. We have to score in the red zone. Let's go back to what's been working in the red zone. Don't be afraid to let Lamar, again, try to run it up the gut. Let's try to, if we're doing goal line fades, let's make sure we're doing the goal line fade. I know last time when we talked about it, you even saw the pass wasn't really like super on the money. Let's make sure we're doing this accurately. If Lamar's getting you the ball, please catch it. Looking at you, Bateman, in those red zone opportunities. No drop touchdowns, because if we get within that 20-yard line between that area, we have to be able to score. Last time we were in Detroit, Tucker got us a miracle 66-yard field goal to win it for us. I would really like to not have to rely on that again, because this Lions team, I feel like, is better than when we faced them years ago. But I would really like to see us not have to rely on Tucker to get it for us, and let's get in here and take advantage of the opportunities that we have in the red zone. Let's do some options with Lamar. The flea flickers or the pitch passes or anything like that, Andrews, I mean, if they work, sure, but let's make sure that we're staying consistent in what we're doing, because I feel as though we're getting away from what got us those first couple of wins. Like, Lamar has been efficient in the red zone running it in. So, I mean, let's go back to that. Give it to Gus. I don't want to see Hill in the backfield when we're on the 1-yard line. Give it to Gus. He's called Gus the Bus for a reason. Let him try to get in there. Let's just make sure we're not doing too much by just remaining who we are. I think that's the keys offensively for us. Limiting turnovers, red zone scoring, and just staying locked in. I feel as though that's our keys, for me, at least, offensively.
Yeah. So before I even talk about offense, there's something about playing this team that just crazy things happen. If you fast forward back to 2013, it was another field goal fest for the Ravens. Ended up winning that one 18-16, and Tucker had his, at the time, career-long 61-yarder in their building. Then last year, or 2 years ago, 2021, we have a 66-yarder in their building. And sandwiched in between those crazy games was that 2017 game where we handily beat them at our place. It was about, what was it, 38-20 or something? It was back in 2017. We had Flacco quarterback. So if we can continue that trend, maybe we're back at home again and we could blow them out 18 points. We'll see. I don't know. It probably won't be a blowout. Lions are very good, like you said. Dan Campbell doing a great job over there. And the most important thing about Dan Campbell, his players, they look up to him. They will play for him. They will fight for him. He is a very lovable guy in the locker room. You could see it in there when you see the footage for his locker room speeches. Not only is he a motivational speaker, the team looks up to him like crazy. And, if your head coach can get that kind of, draw or attention from your players, you could be a very dangerous squad. And that's why they're sitting at 5-1. Now, I realize that they haven't really, played the top opponents. I mean, let's recap real quick who they beat. Green Bay, who looks like a shell of himself right now with Jordan Love. Tampa, yeah, they were 3-1, but Baker Mayfield, could he get over that hump? I'm not sure. Other games, they did take a big L to Seattle in overtime, which was kind of crazy at home. Forget who they played week 1.
The Chiefs.
Chiefs, that's right. That was their signature win of the year, going into Arrowhead and stunning the Kansas City Chiefs at their home opener post Super Bowl. That was crazy. I know it was kind of fluky because of the drops, but still, a win in Kansas City is a win in Kansas City. And there's a couple other wins in there that I can't recap right now for some reason, just can't remember. But I think that this game's going to prove a great test for both of these squads. Ravens, you could argue the same for them. They haven't beaten super high-quality opponents, and this could be a statement win that they could get over a 5-1 top of the NFC type of squad in the Detroit Lions. So this game, big implications about where each one stands in this matchup. So we'll see. We will see. Offensively, I don't really know how they're going to fix these red zone woes, and I'll be honest, I don't think they're going to get them fixed as soon as this Sunday. I don't know what happened, but this team has all of a sudden forgot to execute, and forgot how to score in the red zone. It's been abysmal the past 2 weeks. 2 for 9 in the red zone. After starting 12 for 15 through the first 4 weeks. 2 for 9. I don't know what they've done to themselves. I don't know what hole they've dug themselves in, but this is a legitimate concern going down the road because you're starting to get that vibe of pre-Lamar offenses back when we had Flacco at quarterback, field goal, field goal, field goal. And even last year when we had Tyler Huntley at quarterback, field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal. I mean, they've got to clean this up. And what makes me feel even worse about it is when they listened to us and they actually did put Gus Edwards in the backfield and they tried to pound the rock and they still couldn't do it. Now, maybe you could argue that was a play calling issue. Last week passing, Lamar went only 2 for 3 in the red zone, 10 yards, and that touchdown to Zay Flowers. Meanwhile, they ran the ball 13 times in the red zone compared to 3 passes. So obviously, as much as we don't want to admit it, just running the ball with Gus Edwards is not going to solve our problems in the red zone.
Would you want to see more passes?
We need to see a balance to keep the defense on their toes so they're not expecting something in the red zone. Because if you just pound the rock against a solid defense, and mind you, the Detroit defense has been very good this year on stopping the run. It's like 3rd in the league in efficiency. You're going to have to make more plays and give them more looks before snapping the ball to get them on their toes. Because if you just come out in power formation, Gus Edwards, they're going to sell out to the run and they're going to make the stop, just like Tennessee did all game. So that was a little concerning for me because the way we were looking at it in Pittsburgh, all we should have done is run, and we would have been fine. But then we do that against an actual decent run-stopping defense because we all know Pittsburgh's run D is very sus. Against Tennessee, we saw it just was not successful. No touchdowns. And I could really see the same thing happening on Sunday if we're not careful. I don't think you need to go pass, pass, pass. You just need to be a balanced offense like you do in the rest of the field. It's like you don't run when you are, in the middle of the field. They mix up their play calling. They do play actions. They do some screens. They do some downfield shots. They do some inside handoffs. They do some RPOs. They do some, what's it called? Lamar quarterback powers and runs. You see it. They did a lot of they mixed up their play calling in the middle of the field last week. But then when they got to the red zone, 13 runs, 3 passes. You've got to be a little bit more aggressive and balance the play calling. And that's what, obviously that's going to be one of my keys to the game, red zone scoring. But I can't realistically, think that they're going to fix this in 1 week. So I don't think the offense is going to have a great day. I think, they'll move the ball. Because they've moved the ball all year long. That is not a problem, aside from that overtime in Colts. But they have moved the ball all year long. It's the scoring now that has become an issue. The scoring wasn't an issue for weeks 1 through 4. Now, these past 2 weeks, it's been just a nightmare. So, definitely, what's his name? Todd Monken has his work cut out for him. I hope they've been working on that this week, and they're really going to have to get it going. Secondly, pass protection. Aiden Hutchinson, their superstar premier pass rusher. This is year 2. Got to keep him in check. We don't want a TJ Watt part 2. Obviously, he's not as dominant as TJ Watt, but he can definitely make some things happen. And we cannot let him get going. Pass protection was pretty good last week. I don't think Lamar was sacked. I think he maybe sacked 1 time, if that. So if we can continue strong pass protection from our tackles, we should be okay. But I'm not even going to lie to you. And the drops were fixed too. 0 drops last week. It's not a coincidence that the Ravens got the dub in London when the receivers caught every single pass. Not a single drop. Not a coincidence. You do that against the Steelers, we'd be 5-1. We'd be 5-1. But anyway, that's a different story. I'm not concerned about the drops. I think they'll be good. I think the receivers will get open. Honestly, I think they're going to move the ball. There might be some, negative plays here and there because the Lions defense is good, but I think we're going to be in position to score. The defining moment in this game is how many touchdowns can the Ravens get versus how many are they going to allow in the red zone. Ravens' red zone defense has been very good as well. They've only allowed a couple of touchdowns this year. But we'll see how this offense handles the red zone and how are they going to mix up their play calling. Are we going to see some bubble screens to Zay Flowers? Are we going to see some play action rollouts? Are we going to see some whatever? Just mix it up. Mix it up. You can even throw in a little shovel pass to Mark Andrews, see if it works. Because it's been close. The Ravens have scored on those last year. And honestly, that one against Pittsburgh, that would have been a touchdown. I actually was watching Cole Jackson Twitter film study because that's what, if you guys don't know, Cole Jackson breaks down a lot of Ravens plays on film and breaks down in-depth analysis. I actually looked at that play. If that linebacker doesn't make the tackle on Mark Andrews, he's in for a touchdown and we win the game. Just saying. It was actually a hell of a play. The scheme was great, but somehow Quan Alexander, his bum self, I don't even know. He's not even good anymore. I don't know how he made that play. Sniffed it out, made the tackle, and didn't score. He was the only guy there. Everyone else was blocked. If you don't make that tackle, we score. So maybe something like that. Keep them honest. Keep them on their toes and get at least 3 touchdowns, and we have a strong chance of winning this game, I think. But that is I'm not even going to give you 3 keys to the game. I'm going to give you 1. Red zone efficiency. Red zone efficiency. Okay, I'll give you 2. I lied. Red zone efficiency and careful with the football. Take care of the ball. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. That's been my mojo all year long. Don't self-inflicted wounds. I'm going to say it again. Self-inflicted wounds will kill this team. Who can beat the Ravens? The Ravens. Not the Lions, the Ravens. I mean,
That's the
the
sad
Lions
part.
are good enough to do it, but the Ravens are
They are.
own worst enemy. They are their own worst enemy. If we get a lead on them, stick it to them and score touchdowns. And don't allow the team back in the game. So, yeah, those are my two things. Red
Yeah,
zone
I mean,
efficiency and take care of the ball. Limit the
I can
self-inflicted wounds, and we can definitely win this game.
I
100%.
can't argue against those points. I mean, you hit it on the money. We just have to stop beating ourselves. If we stop beating ourselves, shoot, we could probably still be undefeated right now.
Yeah.
And it's so unfortunate because this team is like so capable of so much, but we just have so many mistakes that just hurt us so badly in the long run. It's like we have some type of black cat running around in every game. It's bad, but yeah, I can't really disagree. Those 2 points, pretty much our main focus is hold on to the ball and score in the red zone. Mix it up in the red zone. I feel as though that you can't argue with those. Um, Defensively, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the defense, they've been doing the thing all year. Like, it's really hard to really say what really to tell them what to do because it's like they've been doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like what did we talk about before the season even started? And it was getting pressure. I think we're like third team in sacks.
The first,
We have like
I
20,
think we lead the league, don't
or we
we?
leading.
No,
I don't know if we lead the league. I forgot who leads
let's
the
see.
league, but I think we're in top five. I think in sacks. Like we've been getting pressure. I think we have 24 on the year so far. Like we've been doing really, really well. I'm very, very happy to say that everything I talked about in pressure during the offseason, they've been doing that and then some. So that is good to see. Like Clowney's been in there. Hamilton has a few. Queen has a few. Matabike has a couple. Um, like it's been very impressive to see that. One
Yes,
thing,
we are tied. Sorry to cut you off. We are tied for the league with the Buffalo Bills at 24 sacks.
there you go. So like we've been doing really good at pressure. Hopefully we can keep this up. Clowney has been becoming more of a presence. Van Noy move up from the practice squad. He's been playing really well. Um, I can't really complain about that as long as we keep. Now, mind you, this Lions offensive line is very good. They have some premier players on this line, so it's definitely going to be a little more difficult to get that pressure. But I think with what we've been doing as far as mixing, what McDonald's been doing and mixing up the blitzes, sometimes we'll get Hamilton in there for one. I think I've seen some. I think Darby's actually also gotten in for one too. I'm not entirely sure, but he's definitely been mixing up the blitzes, mixing up the coverages. So, but Goff is a veteran quarterback, so it's definitely going to be not going to be easy to fool him. So we'll see. But the pressure has been great. I think some things that we do have to take into consideration is that Amon-Ra St. Brown is definitely a premier receiver. He is not out here. He is not a scrub out here, so he's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on, especially as a deep threat. Sam Laporta is elevating himself as a rookie tight end. He's definitely becoming one of the top tight ends in football right now with his production from Goff. Goff is building his trust with him. He's going to be another one to look at. I feel like those are two.
Uh-oh, did we lose Dom? Anybody in the chat, can you still hear me? Let me know. Oh, we lost Dom. All right, well, once he comes back, we'll continue his point. I'll go ahead and give you my defensive keys of the game. Defense, and I'm not gonna shut this issue down just because we've been winning and the defense is looking good. I really think that the Baltimore Ravens need to find a premier cornerstone pass rusher. Everyone in the league has it. Everyone does. Take a look. Look around the AFC North, for example. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, and then Bengals have Trey Hendrickson. I mean, and then go around the league even further. Raiders, Max Crosby. Chargers, Khalil Mack. Lions, our opponent, Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, everyone has a premier pass rusher, and the Ravens just keep making it happen with these veteran free agents that they sign in the offseason. I really think that it would make it would make life so much easier for Mike Macdonald if he was able to get a premier pass rusher. somebody that we can lean on and can take over the game like some of these guys. It's really important. We really need them. But nonetheless, Mike McDonald has been doing his thing this year on defense with the play calling. So we'll see how he does, see how he goes. This defense, though, I feel like it's going to have the toughest task against this Lions offense on Sunday. The Lions offense has been just kicking it in gear all season long, passing and running. Decent receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown has returned last week, and he had over 100 yards receiving. So this secondary will have its hands full. And as Dom mentioned, the Lions offensive line has been really doing its thing as well. And the fact that they're getting Jahmyr Gibbs back will help in the run game. So we'll see how this Ravens defense handles that. I think they'll be okay on the run. The issue will be getting to Jared Goff and shutting down this passing game. I believe if Matabike can continue his dominance and Jadeveon Clowney and all those other guys, maybe Owe makes an impact when his return. If we can get to Goff, throw him off, we definitely can win this game. I think, Goff isn't super mobile. He's 29 years old, about to turn 30. Not really known for running too much. Of course, he is kind of elusive. He can escape the pocket and throw on the run, but he's definitely not like, he's got track speed. He's not like Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow even. I think Joe Burrow has a little bit more mobility, but still, Goff can hurt you. He can carve you up with the short stuff and the middle, the intermediate and deep stuff. Their wide receivers have really been kicking it. Just Jameson Williams has made his return as well. Last week against the Buccaneers, got a nice long 45-yard touchdown en route to their 20-6 victory over the Bucs, who have a very good defense, by the way. So that offense, demonstrates they can move on solid defenses. So we'll definitely have our hands full. So therefore, my keys to the game on this side of the ball would be pressuring Jared Goff and limiting the big plays. Okay, force them to go underneath, make some tackles, and we'll be okay. And if we can snatch a turnover or two, that would be very helpful. Geno Stone, shout out to you. You tied for the league in interceptions with 3. Unbelievable. He's not even the starting safety for this team. But, the fact that he's got 3 picks for the league is insane to me. Geno Stone is having himself a year, and he's going to be getting paid in the offseason nonetheless. Hopefully he gets to stay with Baltimore. We'll see what happens. The other guy who really needs to have a great game in relation to pressuring Goff is Justin Matabike. He's been going off this year. He had 2 sacks last week. If he can disrupt plays in the middle of the offensive line. We also saw that Jonah Jackson, their guard, is going to be out. So this is an opportunity for the interior D lineman to really wreak some havoc. So we'll see how he goes. Those are my 2 keys to the game. We'll see if Dom gets back in here. If not, we will be wrapping it up shortly. And the last thing I'm going to say regarding the red zone offense we talked about, let's do the best we can to not use Justin Tucker that much. It'd be nice if we could just score 28 points in a win like we did in the Browns game. We didn't have to use Justin Tucker at all except for extra points. I do not want to have him for another 67-yard field goal to win this game because I know that these matchups are capable for high drama and some craziness to happen because we also know that this will be being played outside. So we can't expect Tucker to kick 65-yard field goals to get dubs because we remember back in week 3, Justin Tucker had a 61-yarder to win the game against the Colts, came up short. So kicking outside is way different than kicking in a dome, as demonstrated right there, as he comes up short on some of these low 60s. Red zone efficiency, that's what we need to keep it going. No field goal fests. Defensively, pressure Goff, make the tackles, keep everything underneath, and we should be okay. Kickoff's going to be at 1 o'clock at M&T Bank Stadium. I will be there. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. Hopefully the Ravens can come out and get the dub. Hopefully they do. we'll see. Like I said, this will be a huge test for both teams. I'm hoping the Ravens can pull it out. So here's my final score prediction. I think we can. I really think we can, but it's not going to be easy. I think the Ravens can pull this out 23-17. And it's going to come down to a fourth quarter stop by the defense on a fourth down. I think that the Ravens defense has it in them to make that stop in the fourth quarter, as they've been doing recently all season. Fourth quarter stops have been happening for this defense, and I think it will happen again. I think the offense is going to struggle in the red zone again. This, like I said, this is not something that's going to be fixed in 1 week. It's something they're going to have to work on as we, get down to the later weeks of the season. We're already at week 7. So there's not too many games left. I mean, yeah, there's a lot, but we've already been through 2 months. This is the third of the second month, 3/4 of the month 2. By next week, we'll be at the 2-month mark, meaning that we're halfway done. So it's crazy to think about. Crazy to think about that we're almost at the end of October, and we're slowly moving into November. So they'll have to worry. They'll have to work on that. I think they'll have to settle for some Justin Tucker field goals, but I think he'll be able to knock them down. But we'll see what happens. So there you have it. That's my prediction. 23-17. Ravens get the win, improve to 5-2. That would be so nice, especially when I go. I hate going to the Ravens games and then having to make the trip back with an L over our heads. So hopefully we can get this done. Hopefully we take care of business. Should be a fun one. It should be a fun one. Well, guys, unfortunately for Dom, he looks like he's not going to make his return. So I will go ahead and wrap us up. So thank you for joining on this Saturday afternoon. It's past 12 o'clock. Go check out that Ohio State game that just kicked off. But thank you for watching this. We will see you tomorrow we'll see you on Monday for the post-game wrap-up between this Ravens and Lions matchup and some other big matchups around the league. I know the Steelers are back in action this weekend too against the Rams. Hopefully they can take a nail. Cooper Kupp hopefully has a day on that defense. Bengals are on a bye. And the Colts are going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns. So we'll see what happens around the AFC North as well. Okay. Those of you watching this on YouTube, thanks for clicking on it. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and a subscription. We are still on the road to 50, so every little bit of your support makes an impact, okay? Please share this with your friends if you enjoyed. We would love the support. All right, guys. Well, and also leave a comment down below asking us anything regarding anything the Ravens, the NFL, or just commenting about your favorite team. Are they going to win this week? We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks. This is Gonz signing out. We'll see you on Monday. Take care.